Ladies and gentlemen, in a world that celebrates loud success and public display, wisdom often calls us to a different path. When money comes from human pride, it seeks applause, but when money comes from God, it seeks purpose. Understanding that God is the true source of provision changes the way we see money and success. Many people believe wealth comes only from hard work, intelligence, or opportunity, but wisdom reminds us that every ability we possess and every opportunity we receive ultimately comes from God. Strength to work, ideas to create, favor to be promoted, and connections that open doors are not accidents, they are divine gifts. When this truth settles in the heart, pride has no place, because we realize we are not self-made, but God-supported. Recognizing God as the source also produces gratitude instead of anxiety. When money is seen as something earned only by human effort, fear of loss controls the heart. But when money is understood as provision from God, peace replaces fear. We trust that the same God who provided once can provide again. This trust frees us from greed, dishonesty, and desperation, because we know our supply does not depend solely on circumstances, but on divine faithfulness. Seeing God as the source further shapes our decisions. We become careful not to misuse what He provides. Instead of asking, "How much can I gain?" we begin to ask, "How can I honor God with what I have?" This mindset leads to wise planning, generosity, and integrity. It keeps us grounded, humble, and responsible, ensuring that wealth becomes a blessing rather than a burden. Silence is often the language of wisdom, especially when blessings increase. When money comes from God, there is no need to announce it to the world or seek validation from others. Speaking too much about our blessings can attract unnecessary attention, envy, and pressure. Wisdom teaches restraint, knowing that not everyone needs to know what God is doing privately in our lives. What is protected in silence is often preserved for a longer season. Remaining quiet also guards the heart from pride. Publicly displaying success can slowly shift our focus from gratitude to self-glorification. Silence keeps the soul humble and dependent on God rather than on applause or recognition. It reminds us that blessings are not a measure of superiority, but a responsibility entrusted to us. By staying quiet, we allow God to receive the glory instead of ourselves. Silence also creates space for discernment. When we talk less, we listen more to God, to wisdom, and to wise counsel. This helps us make better financial and life decisions. Many people lose blessings not because they lacked resources, but because they lacked discretion. Keeping quiet is not about fear, it is about maturity. It is a sign that we value wisdom over attention and purpose over public praise. Money given by God is not meant to be a symbol of status, but a trust placed in our hands. When we understand this, our attitude toward wealth changes from showing off to managing well. Instead of using money to impress others, we begin to use it with care, planning, and discipline. Wisdom teaches that what is displayed for attention is often wasted, but what is managed quietly is multiplied. True success is not how much we show, but how well we handle what we have been given. Seeing money as stewardship also brings accountability. We realize that every resource has a purpose and that we will one day answer for how we used it. This awareness encourages thoughtful spending, saving, and giving. It helps us avoid reckless decisions driven by pride, pressure, or comparison with others. A steward asks, is this necessary? Is this wise? Does this honor God? Rather than, will this make me look successful? When stewardship replaces display, generosity becomes natural. Instead of investing in appearance, we invest in impact. We support others, build lasting value, and prepare for the future. This approach protects wealth from being consumed by ego and ensures it serves a greater purpose. Quiet management guided by wisdom allows resources to grow, bless many, and remain stable over time. Prosperity has a way of revealing what is already inside a person. When resources increase, character is tested. Money brings options, influence, and freedom, but without wisdom, these can easily lead to excess, pride, and loss of discipline. True spiritual maturity is shown not by how much one has, but by how well one remains controlled, humble, and faithful when abundance comes. Staying wise in times of prosperity requires self-control. It means resisting the urge to live beyond purpose, to indulge every desire, or to allow comfort to weaken spiritual focus. Many people are strong in faith during lack, but careless during abundance. Wisdom keeps the heart alert, reminding us that success should not replace devotion, and comfort should not replace obedience. Prosperity also tests relationships and values. With money comes influence, and influence can easily distort priorities if wisdom is lacking. Spiritual maturity ensures that wealth strengthens love, generosity, and integrity rather than damaging them. A wise person allows prosperity to deepen character, not dilute it, proving that growth in resources is matched by growth in wisdom and self-discipline. When money comes from God, it always carries a purpose beyond personal comfort. Wealth is not an end in itself, but a tool meant to serve something greater. Understanding this shifts our focus from accumulation to contribution. Instead of asking how much we can keep, we begin to ask how much good we can do. This perspective aligns our resources with compassion, service, and meaningful impact. Purpose-driven wealth seeks to uplift others. It supports families, strengthens communities, and provides solutions to real needs. Whether through generosity, investment in people, or support for causes that bring hope and restoration, God-given resources are meant to flow, not stagnate. Money that is hoarded loses meaning, but money that is released wisely multiplies its value. Living with this understanding protects us from emptiness and dissatisfaction. Possessions alone can never fulfill the human heart, but purpose brings lasting joy. When resources are used to serve a higher calling, they bring peace rather than pressure. In this way, money becomes a servant, not a master, and life gains depth, direction, and significance beyond material gain. In conclusion, when money comes from God, let us remain humble, stay quiet, and walk wisely. Let our lives speak louder than our possessions, and let our wisdom preserve the blessings entrusted to us.